I hope you're ready because today we are going on a little watercolor adventure. And this painting only is going to take about 10 minutes to do. So if you've been struggling finding the time to paint, this is the perfect, quick, and easy project to help you create something beautiful fast. And to make things even more fun, I'm going to be trying out a brand new portable watercolor kit from the Lightwish company for the very first time. This is tiny, compact, travel-friendly, and somehow still fits everything that you need to be able to paint. So you can literally take this anywhere. So let me quickly show you what's inside, and then we'll jump right into our painting adventure. I am planning to spend some time outdoors today. So as you can see, as I've been unboxing this, it does come with a strap that you can hook on the kit, so it's easy to carry. I'll show you more about that in just a minute. It also comes with 20 sheets of watercolor paper, which are cold press, 100% cotton, and it also has a color swatching chart so you can test all of the paint colors out, so that's kind of fun. And as you can see, it also has holes in the paper so you can easily add them or take them out of your watercolor kit. And I believe they do have refills and replacements of this watercolor paper, so once as you run out, you can always get more. Now inside our little kits, we have more goodies. This is one of my favorite things because whenever I take paints with me when I travel, one of my biggest struggles is finding a water vessel to put water in, especially one that does not take up a lot of room. This is a silicone one that can fold right into itself so it can lay nice and flat. And then you can just pop it right out when you're ready to put water in it. I really love this. A few more things that come inside this kit. We have a water brush in here. If you've never used one of these before, they are really fun to try. The brush itself holds the water, so you can just squeeze the sides a little bit, and that makes the water come out right through the bristles. This works really great when you're traveling, especially if you don't have any water at the moment or a way to hold water in a container. Just in case you haven't ever used one of these brush pens before, all you have to do when you're ready to use it is unscrew the barrel tube counterclockwise, pour some water into the barrel, and then tighten the tube clockwise, and then you can just squeeze the barrel to activate the brush or get more water to come out of the bristles. It also comes with a normal brush as well. This is a travel brush where the brush basically fits inside itself. So you can pull this off, and inside are the brush bristles protected and safe. And then of course, whenever you get new brushes, there is some water-soluble glue in there. So you do kind of need to break that up or loosen it and then rinse out that before you start painting. So I am going to do that before I head outside for our adventure today. And then you can put the handle right onto it, and now you have a normal size brush that fits right into your travel kit. Another fun thing is that this kit contains a little spray bottle, so you can put some water in here. You can use it to spray your paper to get it wet. Sometimes people like to spray their paints. I hear that these paints that come within this kit activate pretty well, so I don't know that we need to do that today though. Now this one took me a couple of minutes to figure out how to get the lid off to put the water in, so I'm going to show you that really quickly so you won't have any trouble with it. But all you have to do is basically fold open the lid. You don't pull it straight out, you don't twist it or unscrew it, you just kind of crack it open at a side angle, then pull off that top. You can pour the water into the barrel and then put the top back on, and it just kind of snaps or clicks when it's secure. And then we have this cool pencil within the kit. It took me a minute to figure out what this was, but they call it an eternal pencil, which is basically an endless pencil or an everlasting pencil because it's made from a metal alloy. So as you use it to draw, it's going to leave a faint sort of graphite-like mark on your paper, but it lasts a lot longer than an actual pencil. The cool thing is that it also has an eraser so that it can erase the marks as well. So I'm really excited to try this out today. Okay, I know this is a lot of awesome stuff already, but that's actually not all. We also have inside the case little elastic bands to hold all of the supplies, as well as a clip that you can hold the cup. There is a 6-ring binder that holds the paper, as well as a paint palette. This is the coolest thing about this kit, so let me show you how neat this is. When you're all set to paint, you just pull out the palette like this. It's compact, it's cute, it's just right for those quick portable painting times. I absolutely love this idea. This little palette has 24 paint colors as well as a ceramic tray to mix the colors on, so this is really cool. I've never seen a travel kit quite like this before. The paint wells are a little small, but I always figure once as they run out, I can always add more paint in them when I need to. Okay, let's pack this up and take it outside. I will leave a link for this product in the description of this video. And for this week only, you can get this at 15% off using the discount code Liesl723. So make sure you take advantage of that. Now, as I'm packing this up, there's actually one more really fun little feature here. I'm not exactly sure what to call it, but there's this little buckle on the strap that can actually attach a phone to it, which again makes traveling with this so simple and easy. All you have to do is take off your phone case, put the little buckle inside the case with the attachment coming out of the phone case opening, then stick your phone case back on and simply attach it to the strap. And there you have it. You have your phone. You can hook up to your painting kit and carry everything you need all in one little bundle. The really neat thing about this portable kit is that you can literally take it anywhere you go. It's perfect for travel. You could paint with it just on a lunch break or even in your own backyard. I really wanted to put it to the test today though, so I'm going to go up into the mountains that are nearby my home. Okay, I think I found us a really nice spot. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. It's really beautiful. Let's go see if we can find somewhere fun to paint. You know what, that actually looks pretty good. I don't think anybody would even notice that it's a watercolor set. All right, let's go. Just look how pretty it is out here. Now it is springtime, so there's not a ton of leaves on the trees yet, but I think we'll have enough for what we need to do today. And because I'm keeping everything very minimal today, I didn't bring a chair or a table or anything. I've just got my kit, and maybe I'll use this obliging rock to sit on while I paint. And then of course, because I wanted to record this experience for you, I did bring a little tripod to hook my phone onto so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Honestly, the time it takes for me to set this up is twice as long as it actually takes to paint the picture. So next time I'm going to have to come without trying to record it. Okay, one more thing that we need for this project is a leaf that we can trace around. Luckily, there is a few here. It's springtime, so I was worried there wouldn't be any, but I think we have some options. I think some of these kind would work really good. I'm just looking for one that's a little bit larger. How about that one? Now, like I said, I was worried there may not be enough leaves up here that were large enough for this project. So I actually brought one from home as well, just in case I couldn't find one. But since I was able to find a leaf up here, we're going to go with the leaf that I just picked. The fun thing about this project is you could literally use any shape of leaf or any leaf type that you want to and do a similar thing. And it could turn out still really cool. In fact, after you see what we're about to do, you might agree with me that this would make a really fun series to do with different leaf shapes, maybe different colors. So tell me what you think. Okay, I'm just going to set this up really quickly here. I did bring a water bottle that I could pour a little bit of water into my silicone cup. Sometimes when I've painted outside, I'll paint close to a river or a stream or something, and then I just pull water straight out of the stream if it's not too dirty. But I'm not by one of those today, so here we go. And then the first thing that we're going to do is just use the leaf that we freshly picked, and we're going to try using this Eternal pencil to trace around the leaf shape. I might even just quickly pencil in some of the vein lines in here as well. If those happen to show through the painting, I'm actually okay with that this time. That way it will give it a very subtle hint of the veins in the background without having to actually paint them in. And because this is a brand new kit that I haven't actually painted on yet, I'm going to also clean off the ceramic palette here really quickly. Sometimes when they're brand new, they have sort of a protective film over them that can cause your paint to bead up. So I'm just going to rub a little bit of water on here and wipe this off and see if that helps with that. All right, now I haven't actually done any color swatches with these paints quite yet, so I'm just going to pull out a few colors and see what we've got. I'm looking for some blues and greens today. I'm going to be mixing up a blue-green color, and if I'm looking at the color chart right, I think this is a Prussian blue here, and then maybe we'll try some of this green. I think it's a hooker's green, and then maybe we'll try a lighter warm green as well, and I believe this is olive green. I'm just going to mix a few of these colors together to see what we get. Like I say, I'm kind of looking for a bluish green. This little batch is heavier on the green, but I also might mix up some that's a little heavier on the blue as well. I think this is an ultramarine blue here. I really probably should have done some color swatches first so I could be sure, but I guess we are just going to go with it today. All right, I'm going to clean off my water brush a little bit. I can rinse it off in the water, or I can even just squeeze some water through the bristles, and usually that cleans it off pretty good. Then I'll use the water brush to paint water over the entire leaf shape. We're going to want to have a lot of water on here, especially since I'm painting outside, but this is going to create some really awesome blending effects as well. Then after I have the area covered with water, I'll take some of the blue-green color that's heavier on the blue and start painting that around the edges of the leaf. We'll do a little bit in the center, but I'm really focusing this mostly on the edges. I'm trying to keep the color fairly light here, which is partly why we added the water on the leaf initially. This way it won't be too dark yet. That initial water layer is also helping all this color just blend and bleed into the rest of the leaf area. All right, that looks pretty good. This is a great light base layer color. I might try adding in a little bit of Payne's Gray into my blue-green mixture and then just add a touch more of that darker color right at the very tips to help the leaf stand out from the white paper a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to take some of the blue-green paint that we mixed up, keeping it fairly light still, and while the leaf is still pretty wet, I'm going to start adding in some lines or stripes of color that can represent some very distant background pine trees. Because this is all still wet, these are going to blend and blur quite a bit, but that's exactly the effect we're going for. Now that we have the lighter blurry background trees, we're going to come back in here and start adding in a second layer. This time I'm going to add some Payne's Gray into that paint color to darken it up just a little bit, and that's going to make these ones stand out or appear like they're slightly more forward than the first ones. Something to keep in mind is that when you're painting outdoors, especially on a day like I'm having today, the wind is often blowing or the sun is shining, and this can dry out your water and paint a lot quicker, so you do have to work a little bit faster. All right, I'm going to add even more Payne's Gray into the mix and add in a third layer of color here that's even darker than the first two, and this time I'm going to start bringing that color down to the very bottom area of the leaf. I'm so glad you're joining me today on my fun outdoor painting adventure. If you find that you are enjoying my painting and teaching style, I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of my new and upcoming weekly tutorials. All right, at this point, I'm actually just going to let this sit and kind of dry in the breeze for a minute before we start adding in some more pine trees into the foreground. All of the trees that we have in here are pretty blurry so far, which makes them appear more in the distance, but once as it dries, we're going to get some more defined and darker trees, which will create more of a foreground. At this point, I'm also going to switch over to the real brush that's in this kit and put the water brush away for now. It worked great for that first part, but now I do need to have a little bit more control at how much water I'm using. I'm also going to mix up that color once again, making it nice and dark and concentrated this time. Then when I'm ready, I'll start adding in some more pine trees that are more in the foreground and much darker in value. I like to start with the trunk of the tree first, and then I just use some back and forth motions to paint in the side branches of the trees. These are very simple, very loose. We're just giving the hint or the idea of trees, nothing too detailed. And then I'm going to start taking the darker color down to the bottom area of the leaf as well, maybe adding in patches here and there so it can kind of look like pathways or bushes down below. Basically, with this painting, we're just going to keep building layer upon layer, getting it a little bit darker with more detail the closer we get to the foreground. So when you're ready, use your very darkest value of this color and paint in a few more pine trees that can be right in the very front, also moving some of that darkest color down into that bottom space as well. I think this looks pretty good for a quick 10-minute little painting. It's very loose, not very detailed, but it has a really neat look to it, especially the shape that we created it in. To finish this off, I'd like to take a little bit of that dark paint and paint in the stem line of the leaf here, as well as maybe a couple of tiny birds in the sky area within the leaf. This was really such an enjoyable painting to do. It was quick and easy, and I think the best part was being able to come out here in the mountains and paint while I listened to the birds chirping and feel the breeze and the sun on my face. So let me just quickly get packed up here, and then we can head back to my studio because there's one more thing I want to show you. So here I'm back at my studio. Lightwish actually sent me another portable painting kit that I'd like to show you as well. It's also really fun, really compact, and really cute. It just has some different features. This kit is more of a square form and almost just like a little binder. There's a spot for a paintbrush to go, and the paintbrush that came with the kit itself is really neat looking. I can't wait to try this one. Then instead of a zipper like the other one, this one is a little bit more loose fit. It has a strap that holds it all together. And then inside, there are also sheets of paper in here with a 6-ring binder. The paper quality is the same as the one I was using today. And there is also a palette that's included in this one as well. This one is a little bit different though. Instead of having the paint already in here, this one is empty. So you can fill it with the paint colors and the paint brands that you like to use. It also has a ceramic tray, so this one is also really nice. I actually can't wait to give this one a try too. It really seems easy to take just on the go or even to use as your quick sketchbook fix. You can have this right in your house or take it wherever you want, just whatever. I will leave a link for this fun little painting kit in the description of this video as well as the other one, so make sure you go check them out. I've been really impressed with these little Lightwish painting kits, and now that I have that first one all put together, it's going to be even easier to just grab it and go for the next time. I actually can't wait to use them more sometime. I hope you had fun with me today and maybe even learned something new. If you did find you enjoyed this tutorial, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel so I can continue to help you discover your artistic side.